Yeah, like these upper flippers or whatever I think they need adjusted. They seem a little weak. I think the end of switch is a little messed up. But that's all easy stuff. I'm just glad. So I had this upper slingshot. So the funny thing is the guy replaced a transistor that didn't even need replaced because he saw there was a light up on the driver board. I think it's the driver board. Yeah, so there was so like that's one thing that needs fixed or whatever. When the ball enters in here down at the bottom, it doesn't recognize that the ball's in there. But I mean, it's small stuff like that that's easy to fix. The big stuff is the stuff that I've already fixed. So yeah, but it was the solder job that the guy did. He basically like destroyed the board where he soldered this new transistor and that didn't even need replaced. And it was due to, it was a credit dot. So there was a dot coming up on the board because it didn't have 30 credits on it. And it had a little light that was coming up. So he thought that was the problem. And that was the reason why basically the ball was not getting flipped onto the playfield. And it wasn't that. It was, there was a locked on coil on this slingshot. And that coil was locked on and it was blowing the fuse in the back. So basically none of the coils were working on the machine. And he thought it was just the coil that actually pushed the ball up onto the playfield. And then he looked and saw a light was blinking on the thing, which was the credit dot, and he went in and did a horrible solder job to the point where I had to kind of mess around with it or whatever because two of the contact points were starting to mend together. But yeah, I got it up and running. It's fixed. There's definitely little stuff like these flippers don't seem very strong, but you can still play it. Ooh. And I'm guessing there's a multi-ball, but I have no clue how to get it. So, yeah. So Taxi, that's a whole different story. Taxi, it was actually a rookie mistake by me when I got it. It had no ground plug. And I think I plugged it in upside down, so basically the electric was reversed, and I think it was heating up. Did your man? There's events or whatever that I'm doing, and like when Zone Plans came in, and then you came in, I was expecting that some things were gonna happen, but I guess it didn't work. Whoa, okay, that's a lock up there. Ah. Yeah, I think some of the flippers need the end of switch adjusted. I'm just glad I got it fixed. I was telling Zone Plans or whatever that the guy replaced a transistor on the board, and it wasn't even the one that was the problem. So this top coil was stuck on, because there's a switch for the slingshot that does a end of switch, and there's a little piece of fish paper that was missing, and so it was basically contacting that switch, basically electric flowing to metal, and it was grounding it, and the coil was basically fired on, and it was basically just stuck on, and then it was overheating, and then it was blowing the fuse. When I got it or whatever, the guy said that the ball wouldn't come onto it wouldn't come onto the playfield, and that's what he saw a dot on the driver board, thinking that that was the problem, when that wasn't the problem. Yeah, I mean, I think I need to fix some end of switches. So this right flipper was really just crappy, and so this flipper or whatever was real, like, weak, and it was because the end of switch was getting turned on and the coil was only halfway plunge, like it wasn't a full plunge. So I basically moved that end of switch a little bit more, and it fixed it. So we will work on it in the coming days and get it shooting a lot better. And I'll probably end up cleaning it up. It's a lot slower machine than I expected, but that's okay. And I think it's probably slow because the flippers are so weak. But I was doing some stuff with chatbot and everything. Oh, yeah, that flipper didn't even flip. The other thing is I have a slow burn 2.0 2 amp or whatever fuse, and it should be a 2.5. I don't know if that actually does anything. Yeah, I'm gonna, as I said, I bought all these Molex things. I'm gonna probably rip out each one of the flippers and rebuild the whole thing and put in a Molex connector to basically be able to take it off and plug it back in and not have to solder desolder.